Good morning, Gamecocks. I'm Chloe Findlay.
And I'm Meagan Daukshus. Chloe and I are here every week giving you a recap on the news and happenings on the USC campus and around Columbia. This week, we'll introduce you to a student small business owner.
We'll also welcome our very own Dean of the USC School of Music to the stage.
But first, we've got a recap on a few resignations across campus.
We hope to get your weekend started in the right direction. Welcome back to Good Morning Gamecocks. Good morning, Gamecocks. I'm Chloe Findlay.
And I'm Meagan Daukshus.
In national news, it's Super Bowl weekend.
The goldfish, I'm convinced, have different tastes to them.
I'm convinced they don't.
Oh, that's gotta be green. That's gross. Nice job, Meagan.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Good morning, Meagan.
Good morning, Chloe.
Welcome back to another amazing Friday in the Kennedy Greenhouse
Best
studio.
way to start my Fridays off, what can I say?
Oh, yes. Well, Gamecocks, we've got some stories for you to kick off your weekend, starting with an update on USC's Board of Trustees.
The longest-serving USC Board of Trustees member, Eddie Floyd, has quietly stepped down from his position. He has served on the board since 1982. Floyd went to USC earning his undergraduate degree in business, and he was also a member of the SWIB team. Throughout his career, as he had been a heart surgeon and a tobacco farmer, Floyd has stepped down, but he had been at threat of losing his chair in the past. In 2022, board members almost lost their seats because state lawmakers would not advance their candidacies to the General Assembly. But in 2023, they were selected for another term. In a press conference on Tuesday, Governor Henry McMaster said Floyd wanted to step down for his daughter to get his seat. Floyd's daughter, Coleman Floyd Buckhouse, has since been appointed to fill his chair. Currently, the Board of Trustees has 3 open seats, even though they usually hold 20. I mean, this story, I think it's cool to see how long he's served USC for.
Yeah, I was more surprised to see his other lineup of careers.
I know.
Being on a Board of Trustees, a heart surgeon, and a tobacco farmer.
I mean, that's a pretty good resume.
He's had quite a professional life.
Yeah, he has, that's for sure. And I think it's also cool that his daughter is able to step into his position. And I'd be interested to see who else is going to fill those 3 seats that we still have open, because, I mean, she could have been on the board while he was there, but because those seats have been open. But I guess we'll see coming up who will fill the rest of the Board of Trustees.
Yes, and we will be sure to keep you updated.
Yeah.
Speaking of resignations, student body treasurer Jacob Vaught has resigned. His final day in office will be November 6th. The stepping down comes after a, quote, change in personal and academic commitments, end quote. Since being sworn into the role in March, Vaught helped increase student government's budget and reformed financial codes to make it easier for student government to request funds. Now, I can imagine that being on student government probably comes with it's basically working a full-time job on top of school.
That seems like a lot. I mean, I just struggle at the same time as like all my activities sometimes, and you got to work it out. But I mean, sometimes you have to take that one step down from something that's really taken over so you can focus on school, because that's what we're all here for at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So I will say they do a lot. Last night I went to the president's house for a little trick-or-treating at the president's house, and all of student government was there. So, I mean, even events like that, they have to be at, or at least they always go to, and it's a lot onto your plate.
It's a large commitment, and then once you want to make that shift towards really focusing in your studies and getting and graduating, getting a graduate degree, going to a job, you kind of have to put more focus on the academics.
Exactly. I agree.
On to technology, the Lexington I School District is considering a policy to ban phones during the school day starting January 1st. Board member Chris Rice said the ban comes as a way to reduce mental health issues tied with cell phone use caused by cyberbullying and online harassment. There are mixed emotions about the ban. However, South Carolina hopes to implement these plans across the state by 2025. My high school had phones banned throughout the day. I'm curious to see what, I guess yours didn't.
No, we were able to use our phones in class to do homework. I think my school was small, so everyone had a pretty good relationship with our teachers and stuff. So I mean, it was like you respect them if they were like, oh yeah, you can listen to music while doing work. Okay. If not, you don't go on your phone. You know, it's if you check the time, it's whatever. I'm assuming that the usage has gotten a lot worse since I was in high school, and it's been 4 years.
Yes.
So And I think COVID kind of, always being online for everything and always being able to go on your phone at every single second has changed things. And I think they're having a hard time, your phone is an addiction.
It is. It is. By my junior and senior year, I had what we called a phone hotel. So we had to go and put up our phones in this.
Is it like the shoe racks?
Yes.
Yeah.
but
Okay.
for phones.
So this though, is a little different. Is it like when they have to put it into those cases that lock themselves throughout
Oh,
the day?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
I'm not entirely
We
sure.
will update on that.
We will
but
keep updated. Yes.
Yeah, the full ban. I think it could be good.
I will say that I used my phone a lot during the school day, and so I think just knowing that it was like completely gone and away from me might be helpful to stay focused.
And I feel like just giving it back at lunchtime so they can check any messages they have to or reach out to their parents, whatever it may be.
Obviously, there's mixed opinions about this. I read a quote from a bus driver in the Lexington 1 school district saying that he was not in favor of the ban.
Really?
Because when students are on the bus with their cell phones, it keeps them distracted and it doesn't make them
That's fair.
get crazy or rowdy or do something.
Yep.
So.
Running around. Yeah. I was like, I've been on the bus back when no one really had cell phones, and especially at our age, like, in middle school and 5th grade and stuff like that. And we all just talked to each other, but some of the kids were a little crazy. So I don't blame that bus driver for being a little weary about that one. Well, we hope your morning is off to a great start. After the break, we're welcoming some special guests to the show to tell us more about the marching band going to Macy's. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Today we welcome a very special guest to the stage, Dean Tayloe Harding, the current Dean of the School of Music here at South Carolina. Welcome.
I'm delighted to be here.
We're happy to have you here.
Thanks.
So first we want to discuss, obviously we have our Carolina band going to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this year, which is a big deal. We've talked about it before on the show. Not a lot of schools get to go, and it's a very big deal for our school to be selected. So if you could just talk a little bit about how we got our band to Macy's in the first place.
So our band directors sent off some tapes. I guess it would have been about 18 months ago now. And we don't do that every year. There was a particularly good year in the fall of 22, and we felt really good about the recordings that we had. And so our band directors, 3 really extraordinary faculty members, put some tapes together, sent them off to the folks that produced the parade, and we were selected. And they do a handful of bands every year, and that selection process was for a year and a half out. So we knew 6 months before anybody else on campus knew. That was a very hard secret to keep. We didn't even tell the president or any of the officials.
Oh, really?
So yeah, we needed to announce it all at a football game at the beginning of the 23 season. And as a result, that 6 months before that we knew we had been selected was a matter of putting together all sorts of administration that we needed to pull the trip off, start the fundraising, even though we hadn't actually begun all of that. We put in place all of the websites and all of the personnel and all of that. So it's been a very big deal. Yeah.
Speaking of funding, the Carolina band is facing a funding issue. As of last week, the band was over $200,000 short of their goal to get to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So could you talk a little about maybe why you think there is a funding issue?
So there isn't a funding issue. This is a common misconception that I've been working really hard over the last 2 weeks to address wherever I can, and that is that crowdfunding site where everyone's getting their information about how much money has been raised and what the goal is only includes cash gifts. It doesn't include any of the pledges that we've had from all sorts of different people that we'll add to that number. So the fact is the band is very close to its goal. In fact, we could be shutting down fundraising right now, but we don't want to because there are a lot of individuals, parents still, families, fans of the band who want to be a part of the parade by giving money. So we leave the crowdfunding site up, even though most of the money has been raised already, both in cash gifts and in pledges. The real issue is that a lot of folks see that and they think that because we're getting close to the parade, only a few weeks out, that there's some danger about having enough money to make the parade. And the fact remains, the trip is assured, all of the dollars we have to pay to make sure we can go on the trip have been paid. And the rest of the bills we can pay all year long, because that's how the band budget works. We spend money throughout the year, and then the budget gets loaded in at the end of the year and relieves all of the bills. So really isn't a funding issue, and I'm really glad, Chloe, that you asked me about it so that I could set that record straight.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, the university itself has not donated to the Carolina band. What do you think about that? What do you have to say about that?
Well, so that's not really true either, because part of the pledge at the end is the university. And this is the way I articulated this whole funding plan from the beginning, was that I wanted our development staff to give all of the people who love this band a chance to make donations to the band. And then once that was in, we would know about what we needed to finish off the fundraising, and then I would have a conversation with the university. Most bands that go to Macy's don't do it that way. They count on big gifts from their university or their athletics or their foundation, so that they have to do less fundraising. And that is not the way we wanted to do it, because that shuts out local businesses that want to be sponsors, or parents that want to give $1,500 so that they can sponsor their own kid, or a really wealthy family who wants to sponsor the whole section that their kid plays in. It was very important to us to start that fundraising up front and then work really hard. And as a result, and this is a very important fact, I think the University of South Carolina Carolina Band fundraising effort has raised more money from development, actual philanthropic gifts, than any band that's ever been to Macy's. Because the other ones count on their university, count on athletics, count on their foundation, and we've done that a little bit differently.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming onto the show and talking with us today and clearing up some of the issues, maybe misconceptions about the Carolina band and going to the Macy's. Best of luck to the band and to you. Congratulations. After the break, Megan and I will be back to introduce you to a student small business owner. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back. We're here with Ariana Conroy, owner of Conroy Custom Kicks. Welcome to GMG. I mean, look at this. I'm so excited to talk about this. So how long have you been making shoes for?
I just started it this past January. I actually started because I wanted to make a birthday gift for my best friend at home when she was going off to college. So I made her a pair of Miami shoes. And then ever since then, I kind of just loved doing it. So I decided to make it into a business.
That's so cool.
I really do like the design. These are
you.
very cool. I think we can get a shot of the shoes close up. Do you only do shoes, or do you?
Yeah, right now I just do shoes. I do any designs, any type of shoes, but the Converse are probably the most popular ones. But I am thinking about going into other types of attire, but right now just the shoes.
I was like, because these have a good blank canvas because the material. Would you do painting on Nikes or stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, so far I've done Converse and I've done golf shoes for someone who plays golf at Drew University. So yeah, I do any types of shoes. Yeah.
So it started with a Miami shoe. What made you decide to turn this into a business?
I mean, honestly, I just really love doing it. And then after I made it, a lot of people were like, you should start making this into a business. So yeah, I just kind of decided to roll with it.
Might as well, right?
So cool. And so what inspired you to be like, I'm gonna make her shoes for college, before she goes off to college? Where'd that idea come from?
I think I saw someone else make custom shoes for their university, and I was just I knew she would like that.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
I know. So your designs are really cool. So have you always been had a knack for drawing or painting?
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved doing it. I remember in middle school we had TREPS, business club, and I did a painting business. Just always been something I've loved to do.
That's
Very
awesome.
nice.
I love that you're able to put it onto a product like this,
Yeah.
like the shoes. They look so cool. I can't stop looking at them.
Yeah, they really look awesome. So we have Gamecock themed shoes here. What is your favorite design that you've done?
I do love the Gamecock shoes, honestly. I think they're really fun to make.
Not partial at all.
No. I made a 5 points pair too. That was pretty fun. And I made a Mac Miller pair, and I love Mac Miller, so that was really fun too.
That's so cool. And I mean, the spur on the front of that
It's
block.
really cool.
You know how hard that is to paint, because I've tried painting before. It is
Yes.
not easy.
It kind of just acts as an accessory within itself. Your shoes are now a fashion accessory. I think they're awesome.
Thank
they're
you
really
so
very
much.
cool.
These are so cool. Well, thank you so much. You can find Ariana on Instagram at Conroy Custom Kicks. And after the break, SGTV weather reporter Nicole Smith will let us know what to expect for the start of November. Stay with us.
Welcome back, Carolina. I'm Nicole Smith. Here's your look at today's forecast. Right now we're sitting at 62 degrees, looking absolutely gorgeous outside, feeling great. If you want to head outside, the wind's not too bad at 2 miles per hour. Perfect time to go out for a morning walk or take breakfast outside. It's looking absolutely great. Today's going to be great. It's a great start to November. We're sticking up to 80 degrees by the afternoon and heading back down into the lower 70s this evening. So November's going to look like we're starting out a great start. We're feeling nice and cool outside. It's going to look absolutely amazing. Now, we're going to start feeling cooler temperatures ahead of us because we're having a cold front move through, meaning that we're going to be seeing those cooler fall-like temperatures in these upcoming days. It's going to feel amazing. And now it is hurricane season and there is some disturbances in the tropic. Right now, the one I'm taking a closer look at is the one over in the Caribbean. It's about a 70% chance that it's going to form into a tropical depression, but no major hurricane right now, so nothing too crazy. We're not going to be seeing lots of rain for South Carolina. Now, the Caribbeans and the islands in the Caribbeans are going to be seeing some heavy rain, whether this storm forms into a tropical depression or not. However, South Carolina is saying nice and clear. We aren't seeing any rain chances in this upcoming week. We're going to be seeing some sunny days ahead of us with some cloud coverage all throughout the week. And we're sticking in those upper 70s to those lower 80s, so feeling nice and cool. And as we're going to dip into those lower 60s as we head into the afternoon. So we're starting off November great. We're starting off the weekend great. Game day is going to look absolutely amazing at 83 degrees. And election day is looking pretty nice as well. So make sure you get out there and go vote because we're going to have some really great conditions for it. That's all I have for you today. Coming up after the break, Megan and Chloe are going to give you some more information about the last homecoming event. You don't want to miss it. Stay close.
USC's annual homecoming was this week with several events for students and alumni. If you are still looking for some fun, tonight is the Paint the Town Garnet and Black Block Party. It runs from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and takes place at the Five Points Fountain, and there will be an abundance of food and music. And of course, to end off the week, football game versus Texas A&M at Willie B. So if you're still on campus, make sure to check it out.
Yeah, I love homecoming week. The Paint the Town Garnet and Black event. I used to, the past 3 years, this is the first year I didn't do it, I just haven't had time. They give you the opportunity to paint on local businesses' windows, and I would paint every year, and it was just so fun to be able to put my heart out there and help decorate for homecoming for all of those alumni coming back to the university for the game.
That's what that is. Okay, so because I was rolling, I went to Walgreens a couple days ago.
Yes.
And they were painting on the windows.
Yeah.
And of course I knew it had to do with something, but I just didn't know what it was for. But now I
Homecoming week,
know.
yep, it's Paint the Town Garden Black, so they paint the windows. So much fun. I love it. And then I also just love homecoming week. This is the first year that I've had friends coming back because they graduated, and it's just, I'm like, you're back, yay! I'm so excited. So I feel like I'll feel the same way next year when I'm coming back to the university. I mean, I love this place. Homecoming week special for those alumni. So.
And it should be a fun homecoming game. We'll see if the Gamecocks come out with a win.
It should be intense.
It should be a good one. It should be a good one.
Yeah, and I mean, we got a night game. The energy is going to be there. So last Texas A&M game that we had home was at night, and it was sophomore year, and it was the first time we had ever beaten them. So let's do it twice.
Let's hope we can do it again. Let's hope we can do it again.
I agree. Well, with that, we wrap up Good Morning Gamecocks for November 1st, 2024.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Meagan Daukshus.
And I'm Chloe Findlay. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great weekend, Carolina. Forever to thee.